Yo, Facebook, what is up? It's gonna go like this. Because, yeah, this tattoo is coming in very, very nicely. If anyone, it's 2 o'clock in the fucking morning, yeah, I'd be surprised if anyone fucking hopped on. Hell yeah, check out the touch-up work. That's fucking sick. Looks a lot better than I did yesterday. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Summer was touching up on it earlier, and that looks way badass. Yeah. Not a whole lot, Nick. Just hanging out. Just got back from walking Summer home, making sure she got home safely. Summer also touched up on my Aussie tattoo. Give this a couple days to heal up before I add green to it. It's looking pretty good. You got the upside down cross and the O. Yeah. This here is touched up very, very nicely. I wasn't asking for your opinion, Siri. Shut the fuck up. I could be saying the most random combination of words, and then Siri thinks I'm trying to get a hold of her. That's weird ass shit. I only have 3 so far, actually. I have this one, I have my newest one, and then I have the Cobra right here on my, yeah. No, but Summer's a damn good tattoo artist. Like, that's not half bad. Considering she apprenticed with her dad for a couple months before he tragically passed. Um, nah, probably not, no. But the tattoo she is working on right now, it's the outline was done yesterday, and then today it was filled in and detailed, so it looks way better. Yeah. And we'll give this tattoo a couple days to heal up before I add the green to it. Yeah. I'm about to make a video for YouTube here in a bit. Talk about a couple things, but I figured I'd fire up Facebook Live while I'm doing it. Because some of the comments I got on my last video kind of had me thinking. I made a video to commemorate Malcolm Young, one of the founding members of AC/DC. And people were just talking mad shit about it. It's just like, why? They're like, no offense, but you come off as a wannabe fan. Name at least 6 songs. How disrespectful to someone who just died. And it's like, you want to talk about disrespectful, motherfucker? I have been singing AC/DC songs on YouTube for years. Now, in my defense, I can play a couple of little AC/DC riffs, yes. But in my defense, I get easily distracted on the guitar. In my defense, I get easily distracted on the guitar. So I'll start to learn a song, and then I'll get distracted sweeping and all this other shit. And then I'll get distracted by another song, and it's just like... But when a fellow guitarist passes away, I feel that, man. Like, that's, you know what I'm saying? And for a lot of people, older generations would listen to AC/DC and stuff like that while their kids grow up, you know. For a lot of people, the music is forever ingrained in them. For a lot of people, their parents or maybe their uncle or somebody they know listens to, you know, introduces them to it, that sort of thing. But yeah, this that's looking pretty sick. Huh. That is interesting. And you got the pentagram on the cobra's head right there. Right there, you can see it. Upside down star on the snake's head. And then it literally lines up with the inverted cross on the O. That's kind of cool. Yeah. So I'm going to make a video. I want to talk about some of the comments that were made on my last video. I'm also going to talk about some of the shit that Steve's been doing. I haven't seen any of his stupid videos on YouTube as of recently, but I do know he's talking a lot of shit. And well, Steve is kind of a flaky person. What do I mean by that? I'll give you an example. One time Steve called me, okay? One time Steve calls me and he goes, "Hey man, you want a drink?" I assumed he was offering to share with me, which he has done in the past, yes. But in this particular incident, when Steve called me and asked, "Hey Josh, do you want to come over and drink?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm always down to drink and have a good time, you know." He's like, "Well, can you go to the liquor store for me?" And when Steve said, "Can you go to the liquor store for me?" I thought, oh, okay, maybe he needs me to walk up to the apartment, grab the money, and then walk down to the store because he didn't have a truck at the time. And I said, "Well, do you need me to come up to your apartment and pick up the money to go get it at the liquor store?" And Steve goes, "Well, I don't have any money. I was hoping you had some money." And I was just like, and it kind of pissed me off because I was broke, flat ass broke, when he called me, and just he didn't even ask, "Hey bro," just the way he asked it, like, you know what I'm saying, like the way he phrased it when he called me asking me if I want a drink. It's like, first of all, if I had money and I wanted to drink, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna drink. And yes, I have a couple people I drink with, or one person at the moment, because, you know, it is what it is. And when I drink with my friends, I do it because, you know, I want to hang out and stuff, not because, you know what I'm saying? And that just made me kind of mad, you know what I'm saying? Like, but after a couple of weeks, I let it slide because I was just like, you know, it's whatever. Yeah, I kind of figured it was a fake article. That's why I deleted it. Fucking fake news article of Charles Manson. Which I might get a lot of shit for it, but Charles Manson's innocent. How you gonna call him a serial killer? He never killed anybody. All he did was tell a bunch of people, "Hey, do this, this, and this for me." Like, you can tell somebody, "Hey, go rob a bank," but if you never actually took place in the robbery, how are you a bank robber? You know what I'm saying? Oh, he, oh yeah. Oh, look at that. It is on CNN. Charles Manson died at 83 years old. Well, fucking hell. Then I want to post that on my Facebook. No comparisons, but that's kind of like when people are talking about Tom Petty, like, oh, he didn't die, then he did die. It's a horrible comparison to make, but yeah. Well, Charles Manson passed away, huh? Well, shit. I'm sure there's a lot of people who are extremely happy about it, and there's going to be some people who are going to be like, man, who cares? It is what it is. It's a part of life. Yeah, no shit. I mean, yeah, was he a little out there? There's no denying that Charles Manson was a little out there. But to call him a serial killer when he never ever took place in the murders, like, you know what I'm saying? Indeed. And Nick Brimmer brings up a fair point. Not to be a sick, not to be sick, but he was a brilliant person. How he had the ability to brainwash the people into murder, like that takes a lot of power. Yes, it does. And it takes a combination of things when you think about it, Facebook. It takes weak-minded individuals who are seeking a place to belong and just one person who's not so weak-minded. It's a combination of the two. I can definitely add that to my new YouTube video. Getting some topics going for my newest YouTube vid. Talk about my new Aussie tattoo because that's what's up. Upside down cross in the O. Somebody did a nice job touching up on that though. It doesn't look like when she first got it on there, it was kind of cool. Like when Summer first got the tattoo on there, it was kind of cool, but then she touched up on it earlier and it looks 1,000 times better. I'll give it a couple of days to heal before I add green ink to it. Now, this cobra I got done on my right or left arm, excuse me. Huh. The cobra I got done on my left arm was all one session. And the guy who did the cobra on my left arm was so thrilled to be doing something he loved doing for a change that he let it slide for $100. If you're a tattoo artist and someone says, "Hey, can you tattoo Hello Kitty or this and that?" And if you're a tattoo artist who loves doing cobras and you get stuck doing all this girly shit, eventually you'll be like waiting for that one customer to come in and say, "Hey, hey, hey," you know. But yeah. If you're just joining the chat, check out the touched up Aussie tattoo. That's pretty wicked sick. Got the upside down cross in the O. That's pretty wicked. My hair's definitely looking a lot thicker these days. But yeah, if you're just joining me, got the new Aussie tattoo looking fresh. And I'm about to do a YouTube video, talk about a couple things like I mentioned earlier. I got a lot of negative comments on my Malcolm Young video that I made. And people were just talking mad shit. On top of that, I got Steve talking shit on me on YouTube and my ex-girlfriend talking shit on me on YouTube or whatever. And it's just like, so I'm not going to mention my ex-girlfriend's name, but by now y'all know exactly who I'm talking about. And it's probably going to be a long-ass fucking video, but yeah. I can definitely say I've had my fill of social media drama for the next 4 months. Like the fact that my ex-girlfriend called me a pansy on Facebook because I wouldn't confront her. And then of all the things, she doesn't even confront me. She sends a bunch of people to do her dirty work. And the fact that people showed up to where I work, one of them had a gun on them in the chamber because they wanted to confront me over some drama that was said on social media. You know. Oh, I won't, Angelo. Trust and believe. But I do want to make a video addressing the issues. I'm not going to name my ex's name in the video, but I do want to make a video addressing it because people are going to be like, oh, did you know that so-and-so has a YouTube channel? Oh, did you know I don't give two fucks? All right. Well then, my phone is fully charged. Let's do a little bit of tobacco in here. Hold on a second. Exactly. And the way I'm going to do the YouTube video, I'm going to go ham on my ex, but I'm not going to name her name. Like, I want to say a couple things and then leave it at that. Also, the tattoo is fucking badass. Did it hurt much? A little bit, yeah. That's a very tender area to get tattooed. But honestly, I think getting my testicles tattooed, or my nutsack, I think getting my nutsack tattooed would hurt a lot worse. I mean, that's like killing two birds with one stone. I get a badass free tattoo, and it helps my girlfriend Summer get better at tattooing. People are asking on Facebook Live, has she apprenticed or anything? And I can say that she apprenticed underneath her dad, who taught her a couple things for a couple months before he tragically passed. So, yeah. What up, girl? How you doing? Just showing these cool peeps what's up. People are asking if Summer apprenticed, and I was like, yeah, she apprenticed with her dad for a couple months, So, maybe, I don't know. But this is a great way for Summer to practice her skill, you know. Of course, I got home okay. Summer texted me, "You got home okay?" After I just texted her and made it home, I'm like, yeah, "Of course I made it home okay. I wouldn't be doing Facebook Live if I didn't make it home okay." uh, Facebook Live / YouTube. Yeah. I'm also going to do like a brief little review with my tobacco that I have. There'll be like a nice little bundle in my video here. Get this shit set up. Yes, I did hear Charles Manson passed away. And not to be sick or twisted, but you have to be a pretty powerful individual mentally to influence people. But it takes two things, really. It takes a weak mind and people who are weak-minded and they crave a place to belong. And it takes, you know, and Charles Manson never murdered nobody. He was innocent. So the fact that he went to prison for it's kind of fucked. I could sit here with a bunch of people, and if I tell a bunch of people, "Hey, go rob that bank," and they rob it, and if I personally don't touch any of the money, if I personally had no part in the bank robbery, all I did was tell somebody, "Hey, go rob the bank," and if they do it, how is that my fault? That's a hypothetical, but yeah. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna give my Aussie tattoo a couple of days to heal up before I add before Summer adds the green to it, I should say. Yeah. But yeah, I'm about to make me a YouTube video. And this YouTube video that I make on my phone will also be on Facebook. So there's that. Give it a pack. Give it a pack. Pack me a bowl of that pipe tobacco. Instead of give me a break like the Kit Kat bars. That's a fair point, Angelo. I don't know if it was dark power or just time and place. Hitler didn't personally kill 6 million Jews. He told a bunch of other people to do it. Same thing. And that's the point Angelo was making. He says you really can't call Charles Manson innocent because he influenced so many people. Eh, that's a gray area for me because I agree and disagree with that because weak-minded people are easy to influence. And given the context of when Charles Manson was brainwashing people during the height of the hippie movement where people were experimenting with drugs and alcohol and all sorts of shit. So when your mind, here's some random dude playing a guitar, sharing his drugs with you, and if someone's sharing their drugs with you, you're likely to sit down and listen to what they have to say. It's just, it is an interesting debate, most definitely, absolutely. All right, before we go any further with the debate, I'm going to Okay, I need my ashtray so I can prop the phone up. This allows me to just, do my thing. Long ass video. Here we go. What is up, YouTube? It's your boy KingCobraJFS back at you with another video. And I'm here to discuss a couple things on this here video. For starters, got my pipe loaded up with some of that tobacco. And I happen to have this particular tobacco right here. This is Cherokee, made in the USA, red pipe tobacco. Although the way this is cut and dried, it's more like a cigarette tobacco. But this bag costs like $14.95 total. There's enough tobacco in here to roll at least 2.5 cartons worth of cigarettes. Now, carrying that entire bag on me, on person, would get kind of difficult. So, to make things easier, I took the bag of pipe tobacco that I had that was empty, and I reused the bag, and I put some in here. Makes carrying it around just a little bit easier. Couple things. Steve has been talking a lot of mad shit about me and Scott on YouTube. And that's because me and Scott caught Steve in his bullshit. Steve tried to get down my girlfriend's pants, long story short. And what happened was, what Scott and me did was kind of dirty, lying to Steve like that. But sometimes when you lie to somebody and pretend, you get the truth from them. And sometimes you don't like hearing the truth, but it had to happen. So I'm over hanging out with Scott at his place, and Scott's like, let's call Steve and see what he really thinks. Because on top of that, my girlfriend was showing me the text messages that Steve was sending her. And prior to the phone call that Scott made to Steve, my girlfriend quit talking to Steve like 2 days before that. If you're joining me live on Facebook right now, I'm making a YouTube video. And I wasn't all right with it. What ends up happening is Scott calls Steve on the pretense of work. And literally to get Steve in a conversation mode, Scott casually drops, "Hey Steve, what do you think of Josh's girlfriend?" And he keeps up at it. I'm gonna crack my window so this tobacco doesn't overpower. Hold on a second. There we go. And here's what I heard Steve say. Here's what I heard Steve say to Scott. Steve lied to Scott and said that my girlfriend called him, and apparently, supposedly, my girlfriend said that I forced sex on her and that I stink and that she doesn't want to date. Oh, dude. And then on top of that, he was like, well, I was trying to get her to come over to my place and see if sparks fly. Words right out of his fucking mouth. He's like, I wanted to see if sparks would fly. And I'm looking at the phone. Scott had the phone on speaker, and then Steve goes, is Josh there? And Scott lied. Oh, no, he's not here. Okay, and then he gets off the phone with him. I waited about 5 minutes because I was so pissed. One, I don't stink. I do laundry on an almost weekly basis. Two, I don't force sex on my girlfriend. Fuck that. If I'm cuddling with my girlfriend and she happens to feel my boner poking into her butt if we're cuddling on a bed together, and she starts teasing me a little bit, I tend to think I'm not forcing shit. And then so guess what happened? I called Steve back about 5 minutes later on my phone. And I'm like, yeah, I just got to Scott's and I lied again to see how Steve would react. I didn't just immediately call him out on his shit. I'm like, yeah, Carolyn overheard the conversation you and Scott had, and that's not cool, bro. If you would have had Summer as a girlfriend, I wouldn't have tried to get down her pants, because that's not what homies do. You call yourself my brother and my homie, but you tried to get down my girlfriend's pants and she wasn't having it, bro. And it's like, bro, really? And then I hung up the phone. He called me back and he's just like, well, I don't know what people are saying, but the rumors are not true. And I'm like, this motherfucking goat-sucking son of a bitch. Okay. And I'm like, it's not a rumor, Steve. I was there when you and Scott had that conversation. And at that point, Steve changed his story. He was like, oh, no, that's just a Kalamazoo way of saying things. And what is the first characteristic of somebody who lies? People who lie often change their story. It's very common. You know, that was the final straw for me. I let a lot of shit with Steve slide. This one time, you know, Steve called me up and he's like, hey, man, you want a drink? And I thought to myself, YouTube, that, hell, hey, you know, Steve's inviting me over to drink. That's what's up. And he has done that in the past, don't get me wrong. But this particular time when, you know, he's like, you want to come over and drink? And I'm like, yeah, I'm down. And then he says, and I quote, can you go to the liquor store? And I said, yeah, you know, and I assumed, because I didn't have any money, and he didn't know that, you know what I'm saying? But the way he phrased it, like he was inviting me to come over and drink with him. And then I'm like, yeah, you need me to run the liquor store? And he goes, yeah. And I'm like, well, do you need me to come pick up the money and run to the liquor store? Because at the time, he didn't have a vehicle. And this is what Steve said. He's like, oh, I don't have any money. And I'm like looking at the phone like, cracker, I'm broke as shit right now. I don't have any money either. And at the time when he made that call, he's like, well, then I guess I'll talk to you later. I'm like, all right, later. Fucking hung up the phone, YouTube. And I'm like, this motherfucker. And when I drink with my friends, it's an occasional thing, yes, but calling me up, just the way he phrased it, like he was inviting me to drink. And then come to find out, he was trying to get me to buy liquor. And it's like, dude, really? Like, yeah, I'll buy liquor and drink with my friends, provided they're of age, of course. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to just do it like that. You know, that was kind of shady, bro. And then, and here's the best part. Instead of admitting what he did, YouTube, instead of admitting what he did, he continued to talk shit on Facebook and on YouTube. And I tend to think if I wasn't right in this situation, then why is Steve still talking shit? Yeah. Second thing, Charles Manson passed away at the age of 83. I tend to think Charles Manson was innocent. He never killed nobody, you know. You take an influential person and a couple of weak minds, and this is an interesting debate because a lot of people say he's a murderer, and a lot of people say no, he's not because he didn't actually kill anybody. You know, there's one way of looking at it. If you tell somebody, you tell somebody, hey, go rob a bank, and they actually do it. But if you didn't take any of the money, you didn't rob the bank, how are you the bank robber? You know what I'm saying? But given the context of the situation, this is the height of the hippie movement. People are experimenting with drugs and alcohol. And some dude's got all the drugs and alcohol, and he's given these people who are outcasts and runaways a place to belong. And really, a lot of people, that's what they search for. They search for a place to belong, a place to connect. And a lot of these people had troubled lives, and they were trying to escape it. And Charles Manson was a very influential person, you know, and he was brilliant too. He wasn't stupid by any means. A little, you know what I'm saying, a little bit loopy, but, you know, I'm probably gonna get a lot of shit for that on YouTube, but fuck it. It's not like I don't get shit on YouTube anyway. Oh, and speaking of getting shit on YouTube, a couple people have been hitting me up. They're like, oh, your ex-girlfriend has a YouTube channel. And I'm like, so? It's kind of pathetic because I was doing the YouTube thing before she was, a lot longer before she was. And the only reason people are going to watch her fucking videos is because she once went out with me. It's just that fucking obvious. Oh. And you know what's fucked up, YouTube? Is when my ex-girlfriend went on Facebook and called me a pansy because I won't confront her like an adult. But meanwhile, she's the one who won't confront me. When my ex-girlfriend went around town talking shit about me to anybody who would listen, and I heard about it, I went on Facebook and made a video about it, calling her out. She didn't like that. And apparently the things I said on my Facebook Live video got to her, to the point where she made some bullshit post on Facebook about how I'm a pansy, that I can't confront her, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, first of all, you're going around town talking shit about me. You're not even coming to my face and, you know what I'm saying, and saying, hey, you know, what's up? What is this shit? It got so bad that a bunch of people showed up to where I work. One of them had a loaded handgun because they were going to try to shoot my ass when I was on break. And I tend to think, you're letting this, my ex-girlfriend's not that attractive. And she's the kind of person that's just horrible to be around. You have to meet her criteria before she'll hang out with you or some stupid shit like that. You know, and it's just, ugh, you know, she's just a flaky person, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, okay, have I watched any of her videos? No. When I found out what her stupid YouTube channel was called, I'm like, is this for real? So I looked up her YouTube channel, I saw it, I chuckled, and then I went about my day. That's how that went. I didn't watch any of her stupid videos, because quite frankly, I don't care. I'm over my ex-girlfriend. I've been over my ex-girlfriend for a long-ass time now, but apparently she's not over me. Otherwise, she wouldn't continue to start shit with me. Otherwise, she wouldn't care if I talked to other girls. Now, people on YouTube are going to be like, wait a minute, you have a girlfriend? Yeah, it's nice. I can't guarantee how long it's going to last, but I'll make it last as long as I can. And you truly don't know because life is unpredictable. That's an oddly optimistic way to look at it, but there you go. I made my girlfriend involuntarily squirt the other night when we were doing the, and even my girlfriend said that was bragging rights. And apparently my ex-girlfriend is no longer in her little three-way relationship with Damien and Megan. Apparently she broke up and she's got somebody else now. Until that person gets sick of her shit, at least. Oh. And yeah, granted, sometimes I don't make the smartest decisions. But I tend to think if my ex-girlfriend is so concerned about me talking to other chicks, I tend to think she still cares. And it makes me laugh. YouTube. Like, you want my side of the story, there it is. I'm not going to name names, really. It's just stupid and pointless. Check this out, YouTube. Check out my new Aussie tattoo. That's pretty wicked, isn't it? The O has an upside down cross. True story, my girlfriend Summer does tattoos. She was apprenticing with her dad for a couple months before he tragically passed away, rest his soul. And, well, she needed people to willingly, most people are going to be like, okay, you're new to tattooing, you know what I'm saying? But it's my girlfriend, and it helps her get better at it. So I'm literally the fourth person she's tattooed. Ironic as all hell, yes. But yeah, I am the fourth person she has tattooed. It's that goddamn number again. Oh. And of course, I freaked out on Facebook Live because I kept fucking up on the national anthem. I'm way too hard on myself when it comes to my mistakes. I'll admit that. Yeah. And okay, so let's see. There was a Charles Manson thing. There was my ex being a royal drama-causing cunt on social media. There's Steve's bullshit. One more thing to talk about on this YouTube video. I made a video to commemorate Angus Young's brother, Malcolm Young, passing away, one of the founding members of AC/DC. And I didn't have any whiskey to drink to his name or anything like that, but I at least wanted to say my 2 cents and pay some respects on a video. You know what I'm saying? As a rock and roll enthusiast and as somebody who plays guitar, it only felt fitting to me, And a bunch of people were leaving just nasty negative comments on my video, and it's just like, what the fuck? They're like, oh, no offense, but You're coming off as a wannabe fan. Name like 5 AC/DC songs. Okay. Back in Black, TNT, Hell's Bells, It's a Long Way to the Top, Shook Me All Night Long, Thunderstruck, A Whole Lot of Rosie, Jailbreak. There's 8 off the top of my head. Black Ice, Rock or Bust. There's 10. And I'm sure if I sat here and kept on going, I could think of a shit ton more. Not to mention that, my dad listens to AC/DC, so for a lot of people with older generation type rock and roll, especially with bands like AC/DC, you're going to have that. Like, parents and grandparents and uncles and aunts are going to be listening to AC/DC, and kids who grow up around family members who listen to that are eventually going to listen to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I was in grade school, I was strictly into hip-hop and rap. I'd listen to Linkin Park, Eminem, and Korn, and Slipknot, and that was about it. But then in junior high, I got into listening to Cradle of Filth, and, and then once I started listening to Cradle of Filth, I got into a whole bunch of other genres of rock. I started listening to Ozzy. I started listening to AC/DC, all kinds of bands. And yes, I am capable of learning guitar. In my defense, I get distracted on guitar, YouTube. In my defense, I get distracted on guitar. So I'll start to learn an AC/DC song on guitar, and then I'll get distracted by mistakes and shredding and, all kinds of shit. But, and then another person commented, "You used to be one of my favorite YouTubers, but you're going downhill." Like, how am I going downhill, motherfucker? I got like 6,000 plus subscribers. If anything, I'm growing in popularity. And I read the comments, and I was just like, what the fuck ever, dude. I deleted the comments right after I blocked the people talking shit. Anybody who talks shit on my channel just gets blocked automatically. I'm not going to put up with it. I don't give 2 fucks what people think about me. I don't let what people say affect me. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm not going to put up with it on my YouTube channel, YouTube. I'm not, And quite frankly, YouTube says that they don't put up with bullying and harassment, but that's kind of a load of shit. In YouTube's defense, there are a lot of people who use YouTube on a daily basis. There are literally millions and millions of people who use YouTube on a daily basis, not just to make videos, but to leave comments and shit. So that's a lot of stuff to monitor. I get that. But one of YouTube's rules is that if anybody is impersonating your YouTube account to make fun of you, it's not allowed. And I've had that happen to me several times. And every time I report people for impersonating my account to make fun of me, YouTube refuses to do shit about it. So not only that, but it's the fucking truth. YouTube treats small-time YouTubers like me like nothing. If I had at least 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, then YouTube would care. They'd be like, well, okay, now he makes enough subscribers that we actually might give a shit. But 6,000 subscribers and growing is a personal accomplishment, yes. And I'm very thankful for every subscriber that I get. But in YouTube's eyes, it's just not enough. Not only that, but anybody who has followed me on YouTube for a number of years knows that I sing. How many times have I sang AC/DC songs? In the 10 plus years that I've been doing YouTube videos, I think I've lost count how many vocal cover videos where I've sang AC/DC songs. So I'm capable of learning AC/DC on the guitar, and I can sing just like them. So don't call me a wannabe fan, motherfucker. You don't even know. Okay, like, and then they end the comment with, "You come off as a wannabe fan. It's so disrespectful to somebody who just died." I'm like, excuse me? Insulting somebody who's a huge fan of AC/DC, and not just AC/DC, but classic rock in general. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of an insult to his memory when I'm trying to commemorate an awesome rock star, and you're sitting there talking shit. If anybody's insulting Malcolm Young's memory, it's the people talking shit on my video. You know, like, fuck. And sometimes, like, when I see all this stupid bullshit on social media, I have to make a video about it. Like, I have to speak my 2 cents about it, because if I don't, it's going to drive me insane. Like, the only reason people tried confronting me at my job is because they thought I was working that night. But I was hanging out with my girlfriend, so I was like, yeah, you know. I tend to think, like, okay, if what I said pissed people off to the point where they were willing to gang up on me, 9 people were willing to fucking fight me over some shit that was said on social media because some fugly cunt was talking shit about me because she can't get me out of her mind. What else am I supposed to think? If you're willing to let someone like that dictate your life, literally, the people who are going to kick my ass because of what my ex was trying to start. Really, you're willing to risk assault charges and attempted murder charges because of what I said on social media. And the only reason I said anything is because she was starting shit. And my ex-girlfriend manipulates people, and she tries to play the fucking victim. She tries to play the fucking victim. She manipulates people, and it's bullshit, YouTube. And when people buy into her shit, it makes me feel sorry for those people. Like, seriously, my ex-girlfriend is a pathetic cunt, and I'm gonna leave it at that. I didn't name her fucking name in this video. You know what I'm saying? People keep asking me on YouTube and Facebook, they're like, hey, your ex-girlfriend has a YouTube channel. And I'm like, so? People are only going to watch because she went out with me, and that's because of how famous I am. My ex-girlfriend and Steve are just jealous of how fucking famous I am on fucking social media. And they're trying to piggyback off of it. It's so pathetic. And here's the thing. If Steve wants to come forward and he wants to admit to what he did and actually man up and say, you know what, Josh, I admit it. I tried to get down your girlfriend's pants, and I apologize for that, bro. I know I call you my brother and homie, and that was not a brotherly thing to do. I apologize. I mean, if you still want to be my friend, that's cool. If not, I understand. If Steve would say that, and then he would also apologize for all the shit he's been talking. On the real, though, Steve is super pissed at Scotty. And guess what? Scotty's been more of a friend to me than Steve has. And what really pisses me off, YouTube, is I remember when Steve was living in his truck. He hated it. He finally got an apartment. Guess who helped him move into his first apartment here in town? Well, one of them, I don't know if he's had others, but I helped him move into his old apartment. I then helped him move out of his old apartment. I then helped him carry all of his shit into his new apartment. So I helped him move in and out and in of his old apartment and new apartments. Yeah, I've shared cigarettes with him. I've given him cigarettes. I've given him booze. I've drank with him, you know. And I can't say that Steve's been a completely horrible friend. There's been times, you know, he shared booze with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember on April 20th, I took my shotgun out shooting. Steve had his AR-15. Me, my buddy Jeremy Rogers, and Steve piled into his truck, went out to his property, drank some homemade blueberry wine, popped off a couple shots, and had a good time, you know? And memories like that, well, you know what I'm saying, YouTube? Like, when I think of the fact that Steve tried to fucking get with my girlfriend, you know, it's just wow, dude. That fucking hurts a little bit. Like, all the good times we had hanging out, bullshitting, and you try that shit, you know? And then you fucking lie on top of that. You got caught in your stupid lie, and so you're pissed because you got caught in your lie, and because you got caught in your lie, you continue to talk shit. Like, I'm hearing from people, oh, did you see Steve's newest video? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no, because I don't care. Steve is being childish and immature, and he's not admitting to what he did. So right now, for the most part, I'm being the bigger adult here, and I'm ignoring Steve's bullshit. But a lot of people on YouTube are going to be like, okay, what the fuck? Why is Mr. Goats and Gothic King Cobra feuding? I thought they were homies, you know, what the shit? People on YouTube are going to be like, what the hell, you know what I'm saying? So I figured I would make a video and explain things, and Steve will deny. I guarantee you, if Steve sees this video, he'll make a video and he'll be like, Gothic King Cobra's lying. I wasn't trying to get down his girlfriend's pants because I'm with my ex-wife. I was right there when Scott made that conversation to Steve. I was right there when Scott was on the phone with Steve. He had the fucking phone on speaker. I heard everything Steve said about me. I read every text message he sent my girlfriend. I'm not stupid. So don't treat me like I'm stupid. You know what I'm saying, YouTube? Like, for real. Between my ex-girlfriend starting shit with me, Steve starting shit with me, people on social media starting shit with me, like, I've had it with it, man. Like, I'm so fucking tired of the drama. I've had it up to fucking here and then some with all the drama. I'm just so fucking tired of it. You know, if you don't acknowledge, if you don't get pissed off and upset at what people say, then what people say has no power over you. But apparently, what I said about my ex-girlfriend starting shit with me pissed her off so much. You know what I'm saying? And then she had the fucking audacity, YouTube. She had the fucking audacity to call me a fucking pansy on Facebook because I won't confront her. I can understand if my ex-girlfriend is at work, and if she's at work and she doesn't want to deal with it right now, I understand that. But if you have a day off, you know where I'm at. You know where I live. Fucking, you know what I'm saying? And despite all that bullshit, you know what I'm saying? Despite all that bullshit, I have some property that belongs to my ex-girlfriend. I could be a dick and destroy it, but I'm not going to. You know, I was going to go out of my way to give it back to her, but after the way she's acting, fuck no. You want to fucking start drama with me here in town and on social media? Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck that shit. Pipe Thoughts video. That's what we'll call it, too. Steve was trying to break me and Summer up so he could swoop in like a fucking vulture. And it's like, dude, really? Never mind the fact that my girlfriend's favorite colors are black and green, and she's into snakes and reptiles like I am. Now, let's just, okay, hypothetical YouTube and Facebook, because I'm making a Facebook Live video as well. Let's say the tables were turned. Let's say that I was still single, hypothetically speaking. And let's say that Steve finally found a chick that was good for him, you know. Even if me and Steve's so-called hypothetical girlfriend had a couple things in common, I wouldn't care. You know, if I'm somebody's homie and I've seen that, oh shit, my homie's been single for longer than a year and hasn't had sex in practically almost a year, this could be good for him. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't try to steal Steve's girlfriend. Fuck that shit, dude. And here's the thing, YouTube. You think that, oh, I'll date somebody who's less attractive, then guys won't try to hit on her. Oh, think again. You know, it doesn't matter if your girlfriend is super hot or not. It doesn't. Because there's at least one guy out there that will try to steal her away from you. Guarantee it. Guys are fucking pigs, am I right? I can be a pig and an asshole if you push me. I'm a contradiction, YouTube. I really am. I'm a negative person by nature. I'm a negative, realistic, and very optimistic person by nature. I'm one of the realest motherfuckers you'll ever meet. I tend to have a negative outlook on life because of certain things, but that's just me. And even though I have a negative outlook on life sometimes, I'm one of the nicest people you'd ever meet. Yes, I'm a negative person, but I'm also one of the nicest people you'd ever meet. It's a contradiction, I know it is, but... Uh-oh. It's a wee bit clogged. Hold on a second. This pipe is fairly easy to unclog, which is a bonus. Boom, I heard that. Now, even though I already have a bag loaded up with it, I'm going to take the fresher bag, give these fine folks a plug. Cheap ass tobacco in a giant bag like this, you can't beat it. I'm getting better at, I've been trying to learn how to roll cigarettes by hand, and YouTube, I have been getting better at it, but I'm still learning. My mouth's just watering from the smell of it. Oh. Hold on a second. Let me pop open that resealable gap here. Resealable lid, whatever the fuck you want to call it. There we go. Give that a little shake. Fluff it up a bit. Oh my fucking god, that tobacco smells amazing. Just sitting in the bag, it's got this rich aroma. It's undescribable. It's an undescribable aroma, but just the smell of this tobacco is making my mouth water. So yeah, That's what's been going on in my life. Fucking dealing with drama and shit. Pinch it, pack it. It's a bit drier like cigarette tobacco. It's kind of moist, but not too moist. It's more on the dry side. And on top of that, it's cut like cigarette tobacco. I mean, yeah, it's in strains like pipe tobacco, but the way the strains are cut, it's cut more thinly like cigarette tobacco. Squeeze all the air out of it before you reseal it. Cherokee pipe tobacco comes in different flavors. You have your red, which is your regular flavor. You have the blue, which is your light flavor. And you have the green, which is your menthol flavor. And a good bag of tobacco like this will last me a minute. Now, speaking of tobacco, Wyoming has raised the prices of cigarettes. Now, to buy a pack of Marlboro Smooth 100s, $6.07 a pack. Now, I will acknowledge that there are other places like Australia and the UK and New York City and California where cigarette prices are just outrageously expensive. But keep in mind that I'm used to going into Loaf and Jug and paying $5 for a pack of smokes. You go in there, $4.75 plus tax. You know. And it sucks, you know. And here's the thing of it. Why do people in charge of certain things decide we're going to pick on the smokers? Because they're like, well, tobacco's bad for your health, and we want you to stop doing it, so we're going to force you to stop by raising the prices. And here's the kicker of it. Wyoming acts like it cares about the health of its citizens. But here's the thing, Slick. When states like Wyoming raise the prices of tobacco, guess what happens? It screws the smokers over because they're paying more money for their habit. And then Wyoming gets a small cut from the tobacco companies. Trust and believe. You raise the prices of tobacco, it makes it more expensive for the user, but then the state gets a cut from the tobacco companies. That's how that works. So that they pretend like they care about your health when really they're just trying to fuck you over and steal your money. Like, if you want to make money for the state so goddamn bad, fucking legalize weed in the state of Wyoming and watch that money roll in. Did you know, Wyoming, you waste $9.15 million a year just to combat marijuana prohibition in Wyoming? $9.15 million a year in taxpayers' money going to imprison nonviolent drug offenders. Don't even get me started on this goddamn drug war, YouTube. I'll be here talking your goddamn ear off for a whole 2 hours. Straight up. The simple fact of the matter that sex offenders and child molesters get less prison time than a minor nonviolent pot possession, and it makes my fucking blood boil. Mm. I will say a couple of things. This Cherokee tobacco produces massive clouds of tobacco. Not only does it produce massive clouds of tobacco, but it has a really nice throat hit. The flavor is delicious, and it's cheap. It's good tobacco, like cheap, good tobacco. And would I buy a bag of it again? Absolutely. If I'm out of fucking cigarettes and I want some fucking tobacco, I'll reach into my stash there, you know what I'm saying? The only time my ex-girlfriend's mouth should be open when she's talking about me is if my dick is in her mouth and she's sucking it. That's the only time she should be talking about me. Smoke rings. Yep. So I do apologize to my Facebook audience for not reading the chat, but I'm making a quick little YouTube video. I don't know how the fuck I want to call it a quick YouTube video if it's like 46 minutes long. Fucking French inhaled that shit. And of course I got my window wide open so that all that tobacco smoke is just sucked out the window. It doesn't fog out my apartment. Like, I empty my ashtrays regularly. I keep my area clean. I mean, as you can see right there, you know. That's good tobacco. Ooh, it's strong too. Got a little kick to it. Ooh. Ghost inhale, French inhale, smoke rings. Yep. Ooh. I can feel that nicotine tingling through my veins. That's nice. Let that pipe cool off for a second. Oh, goddamn, I got the hiccups. Hold on a second. Fuck. Ooh. Anyways, this is KingCobraJFS with another video. Thank you for watching, and catch you cool cobras on the flip side. All right. All right. now I can address the chat a bit better. Let me plug in my phone real quick. All right. Go ahead and set that to the side. And open up image capture and unlock my phone so that it can receive the video. I was just smiling because I was reading a text message from the other half. Yeah. All right. Indeed. Tattoo is healing up quite nicely. I'll give it a couple days more to heal up, and it's healing up quite nicely. Give it a couple more days to heal up before we add the green. Yeah. Did it really, Charlie? That's what's up. Charlie Nash contacted me on Facebook Live, and he asked me to use my powers to help warm up his general neck of the woods. And he hit me up on chat. He's like, "What's up, Josh? Thanks for sending that sunshine over the other day. It legit brightened up." Yeah! Hey, Cobes, my buddy Elise Nicholas has never had sex before. Can you give him some pointers? Any tips for how to ghost inhale? Well, really, I don't know. Like, I want to grab something to eat. Hold on a second. Yeah. Raw beef is so good. But in my defense, it's not completely raw. All right. So if you've never had sex before, I was in that position at one point for the longest time. Growing up women rejected me constantly, and they still do, you know. Well, that's their loss. And it sucks, you know, because you think, even if you're an attractive individual such as myself, like, I'll acknowledge the fact that I'm good looking, but when you get rejected by women all the fucking time, you don't feel so attractive. Hashtag truth. So the first key is to have more confidence in yourself, which I'm a hypocrite for saying it, but there you go. Second thing is figure out what your sexual preference is and what kind of person you're into. The third thing is to properly groom yourself so that you appear presentable to that person. And the fourth and final thing is to play it smooth. It's okay to be nervous. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you've never been intimate with a woman before, it sucks. I've been there, done that. You know, you find women attractive, but none of them will give you the time of day. And it's just like, fuck, you know? You start thinking that there's something physically wrong with you. You could be a talented and good-looking musician, but like I said, you know, you get rejected all the goddamn time. You don't feel so attractive. That was a lot pinker than I realized, but that's all right. Nope. There is no magical or spiritual abilities for cooking raw beef. Just cook it for a little less time. I like my beef like I like my pussy, nice and pink in the middle. Oh, that was horrible. Well, it's about goddamn time that video uploaded to my desktop. Okay. Now I'll go in here on my phone and now that the video's on my desktop, delete the video. Delete. And then I'll go to new tab, YouTube, and sign in. Did you know that vegans are worse for the environment than people who consume meat? Yeah. Some of the processes it takes to make vegan food has a costly effect on the environment. I'll get into that in a second. Put this in the sink. Now here's the thing, okay? If you choose to be vegan, that is your choice. But I swear, some people are like Christians when it comes to vegan. They gotta shove it in everybody's face. Oh, ever since I've gone vegan, blah, blah, blah. Fuck that. You know why vegans are so malnourished? Because they're not getting natural protein. See these right here? These sharp-ass teeth, these canines? Yeah, humans adapted to eat meat. Otherwise, we wouldn't have canines in our jaws, would we? Not to mention that vegan food costs 10 times more than actual food. What the fuck? Oh, excuse me. All right. Let's get this Pipe Thoughts video uploading. Boom. I can't monetize my videos if they have the words pipe in it because it's not approved by YouTube. I'm aware the title is empty. Thank you. I'm working on that. Give me a second. Stupid fucking technology. THOUGHTS. Pipe Thoughts. Okay. Publish. Okay. All right. Right? Do you think? Yeah. Nick makes a fair point. Nick Brimmer says, "I was passing." Excuse me. Nick Brimmer says, I was passing by a person walking out of a store and they randomly told me they were vegan. Like, okay. I know, right? Like some vegans, it's just that stereotypical vegan attitude. You know what I'm saying? That they feel this consistent need to tell everybody, anybody who will listen, you know. Damn, Ricardo, that's extreme. Yes, they are. And this is what I'm getting at right here. The biggest argument vegans make against eating meat is, oh, meat is a living thing, and that's murder. You're a murderer. And it's like, wait a second. Plants are living too. So what does that make you, a hypocrite and a murderer? Scott gets it. He's like, I like steaks and pork and chicken, and these are reasons why I can't be vegan, but not all vegans are all assholes, though. I know, and that's the thing of it. Which brings me to what I've always said. It only takes one asshole to ruin it for everybody else. And you see it all the time, not just with vegans, but with Muslims, with police, with skateboarders, with people who listen to ICP. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just takes one asshole to ruin it for everybody else. And that kind of situation exists in everything. I bet. I bet. Mm. Mm. Rosemary oil and castor oil mixed in there, and if you apply it to your scalp and massage it into your scalp for a good 5 to 10 minutes, leave it on your scalp for at least 20 minutes, wash it out with lukewarm water, only wash your hair once a week, and you do this treatment for a couple times, and eventually you'll start seeing hair grow and stuff. Well, you take your Caesar, you take your mixture, you drop it onto your hair, and then you take your fingers and then you work it into your scalp just like that. And then when you do it before you take a shower, like do it before you take like 20 minutes before you take your shower. This is the best time to do it. And this hair growth formula, using Mother Earth's natural remedies to grow back your hair. Rosemary oil and castor oil. Mm. I know. A lot of vegans will bring up the point that, well, if you eat cows and chickens, why not eat dogs? And I was like, no. Okay, there's a line. I have not tried men's Rogaine foam, but I've heard mixed results with that. To answer your question, Mr. James. Well, that's enough caffeine to keep me up for a couple more hours. Delicious, hardly cooked beef with melted cheese on it. Nice little early morning snack. Yeah. I generally avoid pulling all-nighters for the most part. Like, I've only done it twice in the last couple of years, or months even, you know. But yeah, some people, you know, don't need that much. Right? Right? Next time a vegan tells you that, eating meat is murder, it's like, well, and my homeboy Scotty over here makes a fair point. At least the animals can run away. Plants can't run away. Oh, that's gold. uh, yeah. Like I said, if you choose to be vegan, that's your choice. But don't be a self-righteous dick just because you choose to eat less meat in your life. Let that cool off before I... Damn, fucking connection issues, man. Anyways, got a brand new tattoo. I'm gonna let that heal up a bit more before I add green to it. And sorry about that. As I was saying, got a brand new Pipe Thoughts video I'm uploading. Before my video freezes up again, I'm gonna end this live stream. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you cool cobras on the flip side.